Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is a love reading for the sign of Capricorn. Now, I have put out a spread. Let's go straight to the bottom of the deck, and we have got, lovely, what a great start, the Sun. This is the best card in the deck. So, the general theme should be one of great joy and happiness. However, the top card wants to come, which is the Five of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck now we have the Empress. Let's just take those three for now. The two cards at the bottom of the deck, the Sun and the Empress. Well, the Sun talks of everything that is wonderful. So all that you want in life should be at your disposal. And if you're a feminine watching this, you should be in your best energy. However, from the top of the deck, we have got the Five of Pentacles. So there is a huge disconnection here. The Five of Pentacles and the Sun are completely and utterly opposite energies. And so you're working with opposing energies. This reading will be for the next 4 to 6 weeks. And that is what you're going to be dealing with this month by the looks of things. What I think it's talking about is, this is to do with potential. There is potential for you to get everything you want, to be in your best energy, and yet you're not. Why aren't you? This is the key question. Because the Sun and the Empress have come from the bottom of the deck. This is really where you're headed. But sadly, where you're currently at is the Five of Pentacles, which is the card of lack. So interesting. I suppose it could be talking about different spheres of your life, but this is in particular a love reading. That's what I asked for when I put the cards out. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So I think what it's saying is there is a lack in your love life. You're great. You're absolutely fine. And I think you're happy with most areas of your life. You're probably happy in lots of ways. However, there's a lack in your love life. I suppose it could be talking about a Leo or possibly a Taurus or a Libra. That would be a feminine. You don't have what you want. The Empress is also the card of fertility and maternity, the growing and caring of babies, I suppose. So it could be that you're missing out on that, or you feel like you're missing out on that. Maybe, and I had this a bit going on with the Cancer reading, maybe you can't be happy because you haven't got what you want in terms of family dynamic. You're not a parent, you're not a mother, potentially. There's some area of your life that is lacking, and this is your love life. And of course, those two things are intertwined. Love and marriage and the baby carriage, as it were. The Empress is a very feminine card. The Sun is a very positive card. And the Five of Pentacles is a very, very negative card. So there is a real problem here with the energy this month. It should be really positive, and yet on some level at least it feels quite negative. If you're a feminine watching this, I think there is something here talking about your femininity, which is going to help harness this positive energy this month ahead and deal with this feeling of lack. I can't really be more specific than that right now. I think we'll have to come back to those because the energies there are so opposing. I think I'm just going to leave them for now and see if we can work out quite what's going on here. At the centre of the reading, well, we have a battle going on. The Five of Swords is a problem to deal with. It can be, and sometimes I read it as a 2 and a 3, which would be choosing heartbreak. Now, I suppose it matches with the Five of Pentacles here. In your love life, you don't have what you want and it feels like a battle, or you've chosen heartbreak, possibly. Well, what's crossing that is the Two of Swords. That is the card of choice. So things are difficult, but there is a choice here to be made. Things are difficult, but you've chosen it that way, possibly. Let's get a clarifier. Why do we have the Two of Swords crossing the Five of Swords at the centre? Your wishes are coming true. That's the Twin Flame card. And that is a large sum of money. Right, well, so we've got 3 cards here from the top, and I did just see that one at the bottom, so I'll take that as well. So I asked for a clarifier for why the 2 of Swords is crossing the 5 of Swords, and we've got your wishes are coming true. This is either a celebration or a twin flame connection. This is a large sum of money, engagement, or a new home. And this one is the wounded warrior feeling like you can't take any more. So this is slightly complicated, I would say. It feels like everything that you have wanted in life, that you have been looking for, either a twin flame connection or a marriage worth celebrating. Everything that you want, a new home possibly, large sum of money or an engagement, it's feeling very difficult that you can't seem to get what you want. You are feeling ground down by this. Everything is feeling difficult. And yet we have all these positive cards here. It is possible for you to get what you want. There is a real, this is, again, we have a real disconnect here. These are totally opposing energies. You're at odds with yourself, it feels like. Maybe what it's saying is that things have been difficult and things are moving on and things are going to improve for you. Or it feels like they should have improved by now and yet they haven't. You're still really in the energy of not getting what you want and feeling exhausted by it. I suppose what it could be saying is that in order to find your way through to getting what you want, a marriage, a home, and everything else that goes along with it, the whole business of finding a partner has been difficult and you are ground down by it and you do not know now which way to go in order to find what you want. It sort of feels like that because what you want you don't seem able to get. This feels very hard, but it also feels like things are changing, so let's continue. On the face of things, we've got the 3 of Wands. This is the card of waiting for your ships to come in and sort of really an innate knowing that there is something better for you. But maybe it's not where you currently are. This has got a feeling of movement about it. Maybe you're considering living somewhere else or moving. Why do we have the 3 of Wands crowning the situation? Perhaps you feel like you've exhausted the possibilities where you are and you're hopeful of a true connection somewhere else. Maybe you'll find what you're looking for, the true card of partnership, further afield from where you currently are. Well, that is a possibility. And there is a card of true partnership. This is very much in your mind currently. I'm drawn here to the lion's head again. It could be something to do with a Leo. I wonder if you're going to, I've already said this once because the sun is Leo. I wonder if you're going to be drawn into connection with a Leo. It does feel quite like it could be a thing to me. In any case, you are looking, spreading your wings, looking further afield for the true love connection that you want. And I can't say I blame you, really. You've been looking and trying and nothing's appeared. So what's in the underneath position? We have the 10 of Cups. That's, well, it's a young, happy ever after. It's a loving family connection. We have the King of Cups. This is the masculine who can't make up his mind. And we have the 4 of Cups, which is not liking what's on offer. Cancer had this in exactly the same position in their reading. So, wanting happy ever after, possibly with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio masculine, or a masculine who's not sure what they want, has left you not wanting what is on offer. Maybe you were in connection with a water sign masculine in the past and they didn't deliver. And, well, I'm not sure. Why do we have the 10 of Cups underneath? Let's get a clarifier for that. Because that would imply to me that, well, it sort of feels a bit like maybe other people think you've given up on this possibility. I mean, you really haven't given up on this because this is at your forefront of all your thoughts in the crowning position. So why do we have the 10 of Cups in the underneath position? This is to do with working on something yourself. I think you've kept this quiet. I think perhaps other people think you're just fine on your own now and that the dream of a family is no longer relevant. Well, they're wrong. It is really relevant still. You've been keeping this side of your life very quiet, I think. That's if you're a feminine watching. If you're a masculine watching, Well, maybe there is nothing on offer that you want because you were too slow to make up your mind. Maybe there was an offer and you retreated to work on your health or your wealth or your finances, because it sort of feels a bit like what you should have, you don't want. The sort of life that everybody else wants is not what you're looking for, possibly if you're a masculine. If you're a feminine, you've kept this side of your life quite quiet, I think. You've sort of given the impression that maybe you're not bothered about having a family and being in partnership. That's not true. But you've had to give that impression because you can't find what you're looking for. It really depends if you're a masculine or a feminine. It sort of feels to me like the masculine had to take some time to himself to work out what he wants, because what's on offer he doesn't want. And it sort of feels a bit like the traditional life might not be right for him. I'm going back over here now as well, because I'm feeling like there's quite a difference here between whether you're a masculine or a feminine Capricorn. If you're a masculine Capricorn, I think you found the woman of your dreams and you should be happy, but you're not in partnership. That's what that feels like. And it's got something to do with not having made up your mind in time. Feels like you ran out of time. I think if you're a feminine Capricorn watching, I think you're exhausted by trying to get the life that you want. You're worn out by it. So it's slightly different whether you're masculine or feminine. In any case, we'll continue. In the past, you were gaining some sort of enlightenment to do with your love life. Let's just take one other. Feels like the gaining of enlightenment that you had in the past was very necessary. It was born out of you. I hate to say this, Capricorn, self-sabotaging, I think. That you self-sabotaged your relationships in the past, or a relationship in the past. You did not give it your all for whatever reason, and it died a death. And I think you know that now. You know you didn't give it your all. And going forward, something needs to change. You need to do better, really. You know you need to do better. What's interesting, in the future, we've got the Hierophant. This is a serious connection. I think maybe in the past you didn't realise you had a serious connection. You now know it was serious, and it still is serious. And this could be a marriage. It's the establishment. It's the church. Ooh, wishes coming true. Interesting. So, if you're a masculine watching and there was a feminine that you had a great connection with that you're no longer in connection with, it was serious and your wishes are coming true in the future, that could talk about, well, it could talk about a marriage. If you're a feminine watching, it looks to me that your wishes are going to come true in the future, and that could also be about a marriage. Well, that's very exciting. So we've gone from feeling like you're absolutely ground down by everything and can't cope anymore, to actually having your wishes come true. Now, there's two cards of wishes coming true, and you've got them both now. Whatever it is you've been wishing for, you can actually grasp in the future. For most of you, it is to do with having a true connection, whether you're masculine or feminine watching. This is to do with having a true soul connection and love connection that you currently don't have. That's what you're looking for, and in the future a serious connection is going to be coming true. Wow. I feel like for some of you, you know who this person is. For some of you, this is a new connection. If you're a masculine watching, I think that you were having to make up your mind about somebody, and I think that connection could well be coming back. If you're a feminine watching, then it might be somebody new. In the personal position, we have the Queen of Cups. This is very much a loving energy, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, feminine card. Loving. Let's have a clarifier for the Queen of Cups. Actually, do you know what? I don't think I need one. This is to do with knowing what you want. In this case, both these cards feel like there's been some deciding to do. Some decisions have needed to be made on an emotional level. The masculine needed to work out, well, really, it's who he wants, but also how he goes about getting the person that he wants. The feminine is slightly different. The feminine's working out, she knows what she wants, but she's not sure how to get it. So this is a slightly different energy for both of you again. How to get what you want if you are the feminine. Let's get a clarifier. How is the feminine going to get what she wants? Because we know that in the future your wishes are coming true. If you're a masculine, we know it's got something to do with having to make up your mind about somebody from your past. So if you're a feminine watching, how are you going to get your wishes to come true in the future? Let's find out. Right, putting down the burdens of the past. It's got something to do here with, and this is great because we've got progression from the 9 to the 10. So feeling absolutely exhausted by failing to get the relationship you want if you're a feminine is coming to an end. There's something here about being clear about knowing what you want. It's not just about finding out how to get it. It's to do with, there's something here to do with your feelings. Like, to me, it feels like maybe you've been holding yourself in check. You've been sort of keeping your emotions under wraps. You've been hiding the fact that you're ground down by not having the relationship you want. And that is coming to an end. So maybe it's this talking about being honest with your feelings, if you're actually, for both of you, whether you're masculine or feminine. I think the feeling exhausted by either hiding your emotions for a person or hiding the fact that you are sad that you're not in connection, depending on whether you're masculine or feminine, I think that is coming to an end here. You are no longer having to hide things. Your emotions are able to be free, is what it feels like, in a personal way. You can freely express your emotions, is what it feels like. It feels like they've been hidden. Yeah. In the home position, we have Knight of Swords, this kind of quick change. Something's coming in to change quickly at home. And don't forget, before we had the Ace of Pentacles, which can be a new home. So there is a change coming in the home position. Let's find out what it is. Ooh, it's getting everything that you want. Now here is this relationship where you can exist on love and fresh air. Whereas this one, this is to do with stability, funds, home, wealth, money, family, property. So you are wanting to make a change at home to do with getting what you want. It's coming in quickly. There's going to be a quick change coming in to do with getting the life that you want. This is all, these 4 cards are all interlinked. It's just to do with something about being honest with your emotions and leaving something in the past, putting something behind you in order to bring in this fresh opportunity, which is the wishes coming true card. Well, your wishes are coming true in the future, and this is everything that you could wish for. So this is now coming to your home. I wonder if you're moving, or if what was at home wasn't working somehow. I think what's at home now is going to be improving. There is some sort of quick change at home, and it's got something to do with property and money and wealth in general. Maybe you're buying a home. Perhaps you're setting up home with somebody. I suppose so. I suppose that could be it. But, you know, that seems a bit quick to me, really. You know, we're in the energy of the 5 of coins, which is the card of having nothing. Well, the 10 of coins is the card of having everything. So we're still in really opposing energies here. Yeah, so interesting. I can't quite work out why. Why are we in the midst of opposing energies? Is it that you don't feel like you can have what you want? You're not allowed to have what you want? Possibly. But if that's the case, there's a big change coming in to give you what you want. And we know that. We know that it's a serious situation, but we also know that your wishes are coming true. In the hopes and fears position, we have the card of joy and happiness. So you're hoping that everything's going to work out. And it is. It is going to work out. This is also the 3rd month of the year, or in 3 months' time. Things are working out for you, which is what you're hoping for, and that is what is going to happen. I'm trying to get another card here to clarify, but I don't think it's coming. Ah, here we are. Hoping that everything's coming good for you in the future, and it is. And this is the card of knowing your own worth. This is your card. If you are a feminine Capricorn watching, this is you. So you are going to be in your best energy. If you're not quite yet in your best energy, Because don't forget, at the start we had the Five of Pentacles. If you're not quite in it, you soon will be. The Queen of Pentacles is the card of knowing your own worth. And this is the card of joy and happiness. So you are getting what you want in the future, definitely. These cards are all extremely positive. So although you've started off on a bit of a blip right now, not feeling like what you've got a huge amount of change coming in quite quickly. In the outcome, we have the Hermit and the King of Pentacles. So if you're a masculine watching, this is you in your best energy. So there has been a period of time where you've had to isolate yourself a little bit, or separate yourself, segregate yourself almost, in order to get into your best energy. In fact, let's read these 4 cards together, because they are really very similar. So in order, you've spent a bit of time on your own. We've already talked about this, to do with gaining enlightenment. Well, the Hermit is also a card of enlightenment. You've been forced to spend a bit of time reflecting on what you want. You have managed to get into your very best energy. If you're a masculine or a feminine Capricorn, you're in your best energy. It could also say, whichever you associate with, the masculine or the feminine, it could be that the person you're going to come into connection with is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because they're both here. And this is the card of joy. So you've had to take a bit of time away in order to work out what it is you want, and joy is coming in. You are going to be successful. Your energy is being restored to you, and 2 clarifiers for the outcome. And we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Love is coming in with an offer. This is a big love. This is a big deal. We already know it's serious. We know you're looking for the true connection, and love is coming in. It could be new love, but it depends whether you're masculine or feminine. I think if you're a feminine, it could be somebody new. I think if you're a masculine, it's going to be some sort of reconnection. This is some sort of love letter or an apology. So if you're a masculine Capricorn watching and you owe somebody an apology, or you need to tell somebody how you feel, then you have got the power this month, because you are in your best energy and love is the outcome. If you are a feminine watching and you have been looking for a true connection and you are exhausted by not having found it, you are in your best energy this month and love is coming your way. Now, it could start quite small. If you don't know the person who's coming in, then it could start small, but it has great potential to grow into the sort of love that you want for the future, which is brilliant. So whichever way you look at it, whether you're masculine or feminine, you have a serious, true connection of love coming in the future for you. It is going to make all your wishes come true. You are in your best energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. And where we started with the card of not having what you want, that is changing. So you're going to get everything that you want in the future. Something fairly big has happened, I believe. There's been some sort of emotional release happening, I think, in a personal way. You're having to release some sort of emotion which has brought some sort of ending about. It's something to do with the way you were feeling. So we've got the King and Queen of Cups here. Emotions have been a bit of a problem for you, I think, Capricorn. Whether you're a masculine or a feminine, your emotions have been really the thing that has held you back recently. But that is changing. That's ended. And you are going to be in your best energy in order to get the best outcome for you in the future, which is absolutely wonderful. And we'll go back to where we started from. Bottom of the deck, the Sun. This is having everything that you want in life. You have got it all coming. There's been a period where you feel like you can't find what you're looking for. If you're a masculine watching, I think that has been to do with working out who you want and how you want to make it work. If you're a feminine watching, it was to do with finding the right person and feeling like you have to look elsewhere because you can't find who you're looking for. Something's changed. I'm just going to look at the bottom of the deck. Oh my goodness. I was just thinking to myself, this has not been guided. There's no angels. And here we are at the bottom of the deck. We have the Lovers card, which is an angel. This is guidance, that you've been receiving guidance. It's been something to do with releasing some sort of trapped emotions that you have not revealed to other people. And you're being guided to release those emotions this month in order to bring in who it is you're looking for. And that love is coming your way. Wow, what an interesting reading. I'm sorry if it was a bit complicated to do with the masculine and the feminine, but the two sides are slightly different. So I will try to make it as clear as possible. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. And if you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.